Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Walt here from Down the Block Sports, and today I want to talk about the NFL. On the same day, Aaron Rodgers signs a massive new contract with the Green Bay Packers. We get breaking news that another all-pro quarterback is on his way to the Denver Broncos. In an official trade with the Seattle Seahawks, the Denver Broncos will receive Russell Wilson and a fourth-round pick. Seattle will receive quarterback Drew Lock, tight end Noah Fant, defensive lineman Shelby Harris, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and a fifth-round pick. That's according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. Kyle, what is your reaction to the big news?
I love this move so much for the Denver Broncos. They are like what the 76ers were just like 2 weeks ago, right? They were just a second star away from blowing up the entire NBA. And we've seen in James Harden's presence, that's exactly what they've done. Denver had all the receivers. Javonte Williams in his rookie year is a beast. He's going to come out second year, coming out strong again. They have a solid offensive line. The defense is going to be top 5 this year. It already was towards the end of last year. They have Aaron Rodgers' best friend in Nathaniel Hackett now running the team, running the offense
Good
in a
coach.
newer system. Russell Wilson going from a 60-plus-year-old, 70, almost 7-year-old in Pete Carroll to a fresh new face who's not even at the age of 50, Nathaniel Hackett, working with Matt LaFleur, working with Aaron Rodgers. This is beautiful. And the trade, Alec, this is so bad. This is so bad for the Seattle Seahawks. They got nothing.
Yeah.
Shelby Harris is a good player. He's 30 years old. Drew Lock, I think, is a season or two away from not even being in the NFL anymore. Noah Fant, he's a good tight end, never healthy and can't block. Seattle historically cannot draft in the first round. So what did the Seattle Seahawks get for Russell Wilson? They got nothing.
Yeah, and it's not like, this year's, the first round pick will be early because it's 9 this year, but what makes you think that they're going to get a top 10 pick next year?
They're
That
not.
means the second round pick, the two are going to be later in the second round. I mean, I think this is a great deal for Denver because I don't think Denver's really losing too much. I mean, yes, first and second round picks are valuable when you're getting someone like Russell Wilson to play the quarterback position. I mean, we all knew Denver was going to eventually go after a starting quarterback. Last year, they had a chance to draft someone like Mac Jones or Justin Fields. They passed on that opportunity. They signed the head coach hoping to try and get Aaron Rodgers. He signed with the Green Bay Packers earlier today, so they immediately follow and get Russell Wilson on the same day. Now, when you look at the offense he's going to be surrounded by, I mean, in the backfield, he's going to have Javonte Williams, who was a stud at the second half of last year for the Denver Broncos. Obviously he has that loss at tight end. Hopefully they can find someone in free agency. But when you look at his receiving core, I mean, if they can stay healthy, they have dealt with some injuries. He has Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Tim Patrick. Those are 3 dudes that can get open.
And
the defense
people forget about KJ Hamlet too, who was a second round pick just 2 years back.
That dude can fly.
Fast. He is fast. He's just been injury plagued first 2 years, but continue.
And Bradley Chubb's coming back on a defense that needs to improve its pass rush. Like, no one's denying that. Their pass rush was pitiful last year. They didn't lose Justin Simmons. When I heard multiple players, I was like, could he be one? I mean, he's a talented player on the defense. Surtain's a stud, got him in the first round last year. The defensive line could use another piece, and we'll see what other, free agent moves they make once the window opens up here. But Russell Wilson's going to a very good team. And when you look at some of the players they gave up, I mean, of the young stars on the Broncos, Sutton, Jeudy, Simmons, Surtain, Chubb, they lost none of them in the deal getting one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
It's amazing, right? I think this is, Alec, you've been watching football longer than I have. This might be the biggest deal I think I've ever seen NFL-wise. I don't remember the Peyton Manning deal from Indianapolis to Denver just years back, but this has to be probably one of the biggest deals in NFL history with the amount of moving pieces in this deal and the magnitude and what this trade means for the Denver Broncos. As we both kind of alluded to, this is their missing piece. This was their missing piece. They couldn't continue to go out there with a Paxton Lynch and a Drew Lock and a Teddy Bridgewater. Now they have Russell Wilson, who instantly who has been a top 5, top 7 quarterback in the NFL since probably the last 5 years, I want to say. The only knock with this, and this is where I feel this is where I feel for the individual in Russell Wilson. I am a huge fan of Russell Wilson, but I hate the fact for him that he's going from the toughest division in the NFC, maybe even the arguably the hardest division in all of football, to now the head honcho in terms of hardest division in all of football with a Russell Wilson, a Patrick Mahomes, a Derek Carr, and a Justin Herbert. It's gonna be difficult. It's
Yeah.
gonna be difficult. But when we talk about well-rounded teams right now, there's an argument to be made that Denver might have the most well-rounded team in that entire division right now. They have the
Yeah.
star defense, they have the legit quarterback, good offensive line, and great weapons all around.
I mean, when you look at from a balance standpoint, I mean, Kansas City's obviously the elite of that defense, but they're about to lose someone like Tyrann Mathieu.
Yep, and Charvarius Ward too. They're gonna,
And
and that's
then
their best
I,
corner.
the Chargers, if they get a good defensive lineman, specifically interior guy on the interior with that first round pick, I mean, their defense is pretty talented. They just kind of can't get out of their own way at times. But
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think you're wrong. I mean, Denver has an extremely balanced roster, has a way to potentially improve upcoming here in free agency. Obviously, don't have as much money to spend here because Russell's going to take a ton of their cap space at the quarterback position. But they now have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. We get to see twice a year Russell Mahomes, Russell Herbert, Russell Carr.
oh,
Whew. The AFC West is absolutely loaded. I can't wait to see what happens next year in that division. So Russell Wilson is in the AFC. It should be, we'll see what happens with Denver, but free agency is coming up very soon. But the first massive move here in the NFL season is Russell Wilson leaving Seattle and heading to the Denver Broncos. What do you think of this blockbuster trade between the Broncos and the Seahawks? Feel free to give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more of my exclusive content. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and we will see you very soon.